locking in on monk mode, why most men should go through monk mode. I have no idea how I'm going to title the video, but I'm going to get into talk a little bit about what monk mode is, what it means to me, and what it means to other people, because there is a reason that everyone decides to go on this journey of isolation. And it's generally leaning more towards men, so I am talking to men here, but this can of course apply to women. What you want to look at is the reason why you feel you need to make this change. It's almost as think of when you're 8, 9 years old, you're a young kid, and it's summertime. It's the middle of the night, and you're like, man, I'm going to change my life. I'm going to come back next summer being a new person, new identity, right? So I think that's an experience that a lot of people are going through now, and certainly for the past 5 years that I've really been indulging the YouTube land and watching different content creators and businessmen and just everyone talk about their journey. There generally seems to be a theme of a season of isolation, or that kind of spirit where, I've really got to get my life in order because of XYZ, because time's running out, because my kids are getting older, or I'm having a baby, or whatever the case may be. I just lost my job. So there's a bunch of things that whatever it is for you, you could be in a situation that calls you to become closer to God, and that's your monk mode. Or you could be in a situation where someone tragically passes away in your family, and funeral costs and things like that made you realize that you need to get more money, and it's a real thing. Needing money and then also trying not to be greedy is a fine line, because you start judging yourself. Oh, I'm greedy. So that kind of goes back to negative beliefs, which I talked about in a few videos before. But I think on monk mode, you are going to naturally eliminate a lot of negative beliefs, because with monk mode, it's like a 90-day hard or 50-day hard, whatever they call it. It's a season of isolation for a certain time. You're not going out, you're not drinking, you're not having friends coming over to hang out. You're not watching bad websites, you're not indulging in any kind of alcohol or just bad vice, video games, things like that. You're reading books, you're journaling, you're in the gym, you're in the sauna, you're grounding, you're doing whatever you have to do to avoid the old habits. You're implementing new habits. What else? What else do people do on monk mode? I think it's resetting your habits. I think it's very similar to like a New Year's resolution, but a lot of it has to do with actually retaining your life force. So, for girls, it's the same thing. You abstain from sex, because that energy that you put into, whether it be a date, whether it be just anticipating your feelings and emotions for a hookup or a fling, or even like getting into a relationship that you're not ready for. Because I would say typically, if you're feeling the need to go on monk mode, you're really in no place yet to bring a girl into your life. So, or bring a man into your life for the girls out there. So it's hard to imagine locking in and doing all these things so you can be a more confident you, so you can accomplish the goals that you're going to set forth or that you have in your mind. Whatever's making you want to click on this video, I would say is probably the reason why you'd like to go on monk mode. And so it's a season of isolation, so you shouldn't be bringing anyone in new and complicating things right now. So I think that and of course, you'll have your life force back. You'll have 90 days or 60 days or 30 days, whatever reset you need. It's 21 days, I believe, that it takes to reset a habit and kind of rewire your brain. And that's essentially what you want to do with the monk mode, is to rewire your brain, is to rewire negative self-beliefs, which I talked about in a couple of videos before this. So keep in mind that there's going to be a lot of distractions from your cell phone, and that's the biggest thing. It's really the screen time, it's really Instagram, it's Snapchat, and it's a lot of these apps that are focused on your attention and your time, and you're just sitting there wasting it, scrolling and scrolling, sending memes, and everyone's guilty of it. Everyone has had days where we just have, so much screen time, but monk mode is a season where you start doing the things that you'd like to do. I would say as a kid, as a kid, I used to love to paint and read and write. So I do that now. I have a lot of books, and I have a lot of like blank canvases. So I'm really trying to dive more into, who I used to be as a kid, and, what I really loved to do naturally. So instead of going out with a certain friend group, or going to the bar, or going to this restaurant and catching up with this person, I'm at home. And whether I'm meditating, or I'm praying, or I'm just journaling, I've been doing a ton of journaling. I think out of the 30 days in January we've had so far, 21 or 22 days I've journaled. So I'm taking a lot more time, and I'm on monk mode right now myself. It's pretty liberating as you go on. Some days are really boring, and I think that you should either embrace the boredom, or you just go do something new, go wash your car. A lot of things, of course, it takes money. It takes money to go out there and do things, but to walk your dog, to go your local high school, go run on the track, go hit the gym, $10 a month at Planet Fitness. So there's so many other beneficial things that you could be doing with your time that I think it's really rewarding I think God really rewards you when you decide to, instead of picking up the video games or self-indulging for self-pleasure, you go out and you try to make a difference. You go out and you meet someone, you go out and you do some push-ups, you go out and you run, you take your dog out, you do some chores, you go help your mom, you go help your dad, whatever it is. There's so many other things that you could be doing, and monk mode is to change your life. It's not necessarily to be a monk. However, change your life and implement new habits. So something to think about. Another thing that I realized about being on monk mode is it's really hard to say no, because you put yourself at this 90 days, again, 30 days, 60 days, whatever lock-in period, and you could even say 6 months. It's just really hard when you get bored. Reality kind of kicks in. You're like, man, this monk mode, yeah, it's really helping. And then, your homeboy calls you, the girls call you to go out to the bar or something. It's like, man, it's hard to say no. It's hard to not even just have a little bit of fun, and you're like, oh, right, I'm changing. However, I'd actually argue that being so locked in to where you do slip up sometimes like that, like maybe you're 14 days from, abstaining from sex, and, this one girl that you've been wanting for so long calls you, it's hard to say no. It really is. But I would argue that just you fighting the temptations, and it's just another W. Every single day is a W. Every single day that you decide that you are going to say what you said you were going to do is a W. And again, there's going to be days where you slip up, but you want to make those as few as possible, because especially in today's world, you never know who that person's been with. You never know what their intentions are. And, ultimately, I think if you're clicking on any of my videos, you probably have the heart of wanting a wife one day, or just wanting something a lot more genuine than being a part of hookup culture, or even just get to the point where you have more options in terms of like your finances and things of that nature. So I really believe that God puts the right people in your life whenever you put your faith in Him. I think MonkMode has to do a lot as well with taking time to pray, and again, coming up with new habits and a new routine, like a morning routine. If you just decide to, first thing you're going to do when you wake up is not look at your phone. Like you're not going to look at your phone. You're going to go outside and you're going to plant your feet on the ground, or you're going to go and you're going to hydrate with, I would say like a liter of water with some lemon and some salt. There's a bunch of things that you can add in every day, little by little, to make your morning, to make your day overall better, optimize your health, and optimize the way you feel every day. And if you come up with a routine, you wake up, you make your bed, you go out, you ground, you go hydrate, you pray, you also meditate, you journal what you just thought of. You can do all that within 45 minutes, 30 minutes, even 20 minutes. So there really is no excuse. There's absolutely no excuse to starting your day off that right. And when you start doing things like that, it's hard to go to those vices, because you're rewiring your brain. And the more that you do that, it's not that you're going to judge yourself more. You're going to realize, man, I feel so much better when I do this. So, maybe I won't have this cigarette, or maybe I won't have this drink tonight. You just stack up the wins, right? You just keep stacking and stacking until you get to the point where you look back and 60 days just flew right past you, and you are just a completely different person. You're vibrating on a completely different level. You've attracted new people into your life within 60 days, or maybe like certain relationships got closer. Promotions opened up at work. You could be getting bigger in the gym, making progress in the gym. So whatever it is, all these wins stack. So if you're doing good in this area, it's going to flow over into this area. And man, I'm super excited for this year, guys. I think there is a certain consciousness, there's a certain kind of feeling of synchronicities that everyone's having, especially if you are following God, if you are really genuinely trying to be your best self and self-improve, get closer to God, and do whatever you can do to bring value to people. And I think ultimately, if you have this mindset going into 2025 and beyond, it's going to be so beneficial for you. Taking some time to self-isolate, go monk mode, get away from everyone else, put your phone on Do Not Disturb, don't reply to the group chats, don't send Snapchats, delete it, delete Instagram. Unless you're content creating, if you're really genuinely content creating, then you've got to put a timer on that app. You can't be scrolling. So whatever it is, guys, man, if you have any questions, or if there's anything that you'd like to comment down below, please let me know. I really appreciate it when you guys comment down below. And if there's anything that you'd like me to discuss further about this topic or anything else, you can let me know as well. Please subscribe if you guys like the videos that are coming out. I appreciate you guys so much.